And I want you to share this video with your friends because, you know, as this stuff keeps getting released out into the public, it's hard for people to wrap their minds around it. Sane, sober, moral people have a very hard time understanding, wrapping their head around what's actually going on. Today we're going to talk about the mosquitoes. We're going to talk about the E outbreak on the East Coast.
Oxford, Massachusetts, and 3 neighboring towns have a reason for concern as mosquitoes carrying a potentially deadly virus called Eastern Equine Encephalitis, or EEE, infected a resident who is now fighting for his life.
We don't want to see another human case of EEE this year.
The rare but dangerous disease can cause swelling in the brain. There's no treatment and anyone can get infected. The death rate is as high as 30%.
Even if you do survive, usually there are long-term significant health impacts, neurological impacts.
Oxford has been declared a critical risk for EEE, prompting health department officials to recommend a 6 p.m. curfew for outdoor activities, including club sports.
These are recommendations. They're not hard and stop requirements.
EEE symptoms usually begin between 4 to 10 days after being bitten by an infected mosquito. According to the CDC, now some of those symptoms can include fever, headache, and seizures. Nora?
This is such an interesting story. Tiffany Chan, thank you so much for bringing it to us.
When we get into this video and I show you some of this proof that I found, this is really probably going to make the hair on your neck crawl up. So don't go anywhere. And when we're done, maybe you can share this video with your friends so we can get this information out into the public so people can take better precautions or at least understand what's going on. Here's a clip that I found for you guys from 2020 introducing Bill Gates and his new mosquitoes.
Recently approved an experimental use permit to Oxitec, a biotech company funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In an effort to fight malaria, Oxitec will soon release millions of genetically modified mosquitoes in various U.S. states. According to the NIH website, programs are being developed to allow human immunization via mosquito bite. It was Science magazine that coined the phrase, flying syringes.
All right, it's hard to wrap your head around all this stuff. And when I even present this to you, you might think, man, I don't know if I really believe that. Is this really true? Could this really be going on? I'm going to show you guys a clip right here about how they grow the mosquitoes and even release them.
Hi, I'm Scott O'Neill here in Medellin, Colombia today, and I'm at the world's biggest mosquito factory for the World Mosquito Program. We're making in here 30 million mosquitoes a week. Come and have a look. We're doing it for a very serious reason. Cities like Medellin have suffered from diseases like dengue, Zika, chikungunya for decades, but not anymore. We've been able to bring the solution of Wolbachia mosquitoes to this city. When this bacteria called Wolbachia gets introduced into the mosquito, it stops their ability to transmit dengue. We release mosquitoes that have Wolbachia, and then they go and mate, and Wolbachia gets passed into the wild mosquito population. If we're going to control these diseases in all the tropical cities of the world, it's going to require a lot of mosquitoes. The mosquito life cycle starts with the egg, and in this room, we've got a lot of eggs. Each one of these strips, these tiny black dots, are up to 10,000 mosquito eggs. Across all of these strips, about 1.5 million dried eggs waiting to hatch. In this tray, we've got the newly hatched eggs. They're little larvae, so small you can hardly see them. They're going to sit in here for a few days and eat and get bigger until they look like these ones over here. They're starting to turn into pupae. We're wanting to do the next step of sorting the males from the females. We want to do that so we can manipulate the sex ratio in the cages to be more female than male. The bottom ones along here are the boys, and the ones at the top are the girls. They're bigger. From here, they're going into the adult cages. We have adults that we continuously grow in what we call our brood stock. And then over here, we have the mass-produced mosquitoes getting ready to give us the eggs to go out directly into the field. It's crazy how they sound. You might wonder, what do we feed all these mosquitoes here? Well, I can tell you, we've got the good stuff in here. On the top shelf, literally, we've got the blood. They love it. Once the mosquitoes are grown, they're ready to go out into the field. The first way is to get the eggs and package them in a gelatin capsule with food. Voila. There's 300 eggs in here and enough food for the mosquitoes to be able to grow. They just need to be dropped in water. The other approach is to take the adults themselves. Here we have 300, and they can be released off the back of a motorbike. Get up! Or even packaged into a drone for aerial release. Over half the world's population is currently suffering or at risk of contracting these diseases. We have a solution, and our goal is to scale and deliver it to communities around the world that need it.
If you guys aren't tracking this, someone has already died on the East Coast. New Hampshire resident dies after testing positive for mosquito-borne Eastern equine encephalitis, EEE. So you can see that right there with your own eyes, so you know I'm not kind of making it up. A New Hampshire resident has died after testing positive for the mosquito-borne Eastern equine encephalitis virus. Do your homework on viruses. Might rock your world. According to the state health authorities, AP reported on Tuesday, y'all, this is hot off the presses, New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Resources announced that the resident from Hampstead, identified only as an adult, was the first case of this infection in the state in a decade. The individual has been hospitalized with severe nervous symptoms. EEE is a rare but potentially severe disease spread to humans through bites of infected mosquitoes. The most recent human EEE case in New Hampshire occurred in 2014 when DHS reported 3 infections, 2 of which were fatal. And on this article goes. If you guys are on our email list, I'll send out this information to you tomorrow, just so you can kind of read it for yourself and you don't have to do a bunch of tracking down. I usually like to provide the articles that I use for my videos in an email, and also that helps keep YouTube off my back for their censorship. Okay, so we have some outbreaks of EEE on the East Coast. We have sickness occurring down the East Coast too, if you guys are paying attention to this stuff, and they are saying maybe because of the mosquito bites. Now, I know there's going to be some people that try to debunk this, and they're trying to say, no, that didn't really happen. I have an article here that says the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, she's recently divorced, Bill, in case you're not paying attention, has increased its funding by $35 million for a total of $75 million to target malaria project. I want you guys to let that sink in really quick. They were spending $35 million to come up with these genetic modified crazy insect mosquitoes that they even called a syringe. Okay, they upped it double to $75 million to target malaria, because you know Bill Gates loves to see people live long and healthy lives. As a matter of fact, in case you didn't know, he's a huge proponent on population control. His dad actually helped found Planned Parenthood. You can go look it up. And Margaret Sanger introduced Planned Parenthood in black neighborhoods to curtail their population. I don't know if you believe anything that I'm telling you in this video, but please look up this information. This is very important stuff. There's a few things that you can do to mitigate your exposure to mosquito bites. We don't recommend spraying things on your skin. That's the largest organ on your body. And so whatever you spray on your skin is going to pull it into you internally, okay? So you can wear some light colored clothing, long sleeves, if you will. You can also eat a little more garlic into your diet. We've also found out that eating more garlic in your diet deters bugs from actually biting you. That's very interesting. And there's other things that you can do, some essential oils maybe you can wear that would help stop the mosquitoes from landing on you and taking a bite or adding to you. All right? As crazy as this sounds, I know this is very hard to wrap your mind around. It really, truly is. We are in the fight of our lives, quite literally, okay? I don't know how America can sit by, hear the stories like this, go through what we went through 4 years ago, 4 years ago up till now, and now they're trying to roll out more stuff, right? I don't know how we could actually go through all that as a sane, sober, moral people. So I'm very confused about all this stuff, okay? I mean, Leave a comment down below. Are you very confused by all this stuff? Is this stuff, has it been very confusing to you? Okay? Share this video with your friends. Be careful out there. Don't let the mosquitoes land on you. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another really good video. I have some really good stuff lined up for you guys. I've been pretty busy this last week getting some things together. Stacy has her women's conference. By the way, before you guys get out of here, Stacy hosts a women's conference. It's very limited seating. You can get your tickets at homesteadinglifeconference.com. This thing is less than 38 days away. We're almost sold out. We have farm-to-table meals each day at the event that we're cooking ourselves. It's going to be really good. It's very limited seating, so it's very intimate. You'll be able to ask a lot of questions. She's assembled some really good speakers to talk about all things women. We even have some security there answering questions about women's security. And so that's going to be really good too. So if you guys haven't got your ticket for that, I'll leave a link in the first comment under the video, and we're working on our spring conference right now. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, Stacy and I are very into teaching people what we've learned. We want you to break free from the matrix. So we host these events. We have you guys come out. We hands-on teach all this stuff. 7 years we were doing it. The first year or whatever, one of the years, we were the only conference in North America because everyone else shut down because of you know what, right? When the whole world was panicking, Doug and Stacy moved forward. We had no problems there. Everyone had a fantastic time. We were hugging necks, and everyone was so grateful that we stood for something so we don't fall for everything. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure you're subscribed or unsubscribing people, and share this video with your friends. And full disclaimer, I'm not saying anything that he's doing it or not doing it, but I do find all this very suspect, and I just want to bring it to your attention.